Alright guys, welcome back. So now that we've gone through the previous video that we published, just covering supplies and the 3 ways that you can get them and just how easy it is to get supplies in the game, now we're going to go and move on to the second most important part of the game, of the logistics and just the overall impact on the battlefield and the battle that you're about to have, and that would be creating the resource nodes. Now these aren't hard to get up. These aren't hard to put together. There's a little bit of know-how behind them, and they are role specific. So for most of what we're going to go through now next few videos, apart from one, we will be covering the engineer role and just the awesome shit that they can achieve. There's a lot of things that you can do with an engineer role. Apart from being a sapper, so you have a demolition charge, you could put AT mines down. You got a repair torch, which also damages enemy vehicles. It's the fact that they can build stuff, right? It's an engineer's role to build defenses and to build the things that keeps the engine running, which will be your resource generation. Now, every commander has a shopping list of things that they can spawn for you: airstrikes, supply drops, tanks, vehicles, and all the rest of it. We all know this. We rely upon this to get the edge over the enemy. Without this, games get very hard, very rough, and could 9 times out of 10 lead to a steamroll. So in the same setup as the last video, you'll still notice the supply drops that we got in and the crates, and we dropped some more crates in with a supply vehicle to give us loads of supplies, and we've already pre-built the initial what I will call the battlefield logistical generation of Hell Let Loose. Made that overcomplicated. I know. Bear with me. So there are 3 nodes, and there's one utility thing right at the very end there. I thought I'd just throw it in there because it is actually quite important if you want to support your armor rolls. So the three resources that are generated are pretty self-explanatory. So fuel will be for all of your vehicles. Munitions, which is this one over here, tends to be for all of your bombing runs, strafing runs, all of them kind of ones. They also do cover your supply drops. And then your munitions also cover things like reinforce. They also do encourage, and they're all about increasing your cap effectiveness on a defensive point, or doubling your resource generation. Or your airheads, which we all know for some of the stickier games and for some maps are actually really quite important. Now, they all look exactly the same on every map. So there's your fuel node, there's your manpower node, and there's your munitions node. So they're all pretty self-explanatory: a tent for manpower, a fuel pump for oil, and your stack of bullets and bombs for your munitions. Now, as with everything in the game, if you work together, things are easier. That is also goes for building things. So when you get a green blueprint and you have more than one player with a hammer, which will normally be support players, engineers, and riflemen, if more than one of you strike it with a hammer, it builds quicker. If you're going to dismantle supplies, if more than one of you are dismantling supplies, they will dismantle quicker. Now, any one team can have a maximum of 3 sets of these. So you can have 3 of these, 3 of these, and 3 of these. That is it. However, only one player can build a whole node. Can build a whole set of nodes. Needless to say that if you had one dedicated squad of 6 players and they decided to role swap between you, 3 players with the support of the other 3, including the squad lead, can get enough supplies down, and it may take a little bit of time, can build the whole 3 set on their own. However, it's a time draw, so sharing it amongst all the other squads means you get it up not only quicker, but spread out amongst the battlefield. When you start a game, you'll see on the very top of your map, you'll see now that we have 40 a minute. When you start a game from the second 1, you'll get a basic 30 resource a minute generation. You'll never get any lower than that. For every node you build of the type, so there's your oil symbol for your fuel, there's your boot symbol for your manpower, and there's your ammo box symbol for the munitions, you'll add 10 resource a minute generation to the pool. Now, statically, you can only go to a maximum of 60. So if at any one point you're running around the map and you're wondering why you're not getting the support that you need, and that number isn't on at least 60 a minute for any one of those, that's typically the answer is because the commander's running out of the supplies to give you said support. Now, you can get up to a maximum of 90. Now, it's a very important thing to know, and this is a lesson that I learned the hard way. When you're the commander and you look at your shopping list, you can do a thing called, I do believe it's encourage. And that allows you to double up your resources. But that only doubles up resources generated by your nodes. Doesn't double the 30 you get at the start of the game. So if you only have 10 resources for each of those, you'll only increase your generation by 10 extra for each of those for a period of 2 minutes. It doesn't generate the full load, which is why you get the 90. So your 3 sets gives you your 30, you double that to give you 60, and then you add the 30 that you start with at the beginning of the game, gives you your 90 generation. Now that can be very, very handy early on, so you can bolster your resources, or can make for a great comeback should things go a little bit awry and the team get a massive flank on you. I have seen a massive decline in the utilization of the nodes, and it does make the game very hard. When you're getting pummeled by a team that are using them and you're not using them, you definitely see the match becomes one-sided. Now, this lonely little trailer over here is a wonderful, wonderful bit of kit. This is a repair station. So if you ever have resources spare and you're on a map that you know that is a tank-led map, or that you have loads of armor units out that you kind of really want to stick around because they're keeping you alive, build one of these puppies out on the battlefield. You can build them anywhere as long as you have enough supplies for them. And these will repair, not resupply, will only repair the damage done to all vehicles done within their radius. Now, like I said, this is all done with the engineer roll, so you go through your tools and you grab out a spanneroo. This little gentleman here, monkey wrench, if you hold a right click, you'll see you get a blueprint come up and you just mouse wheel to go through all of these. Wherever it goes green, you can place a blueprint. Whenever it's ghosted, you know you can't place it, so you can't overlap it. Sometimes you might need flat ground, or I think the nodes can't be placed too close together, so it won't allow you. And then you have all of your defenses, which we're going to cover in the video after this. So, if you are still watching, salute you, because you are looking for solutions to help the battlefield and to help win the games, which is what we're all here to do, but more importantly, to make the games more enjoyable, and this will most certainly do so. So remember, when you first join into a game, always have your mind on resource generation, because the first 10 minutes of a game will normally decide the remaining hour of the game, because if you don't have resources generating within the first 10-15 minutes, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be struggling for resources for the rest of the game. So, if you enjoyed if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment, and keep an eye out for the next one. See you guys later on, mates.